Fear is the silent thief of dreams. It lives in every heart, whispering doubts, creating excuses, and building invisible walls around potential. Fear tells you, you can't. You're not ready. What if you fail? And most people listen, but here's the truth. Every great life begins on the other side of fear. No champion, no leader, no fighter has ever been free of fear. They simply refuse to bow down to it. Fear doesn't vanish with time. It only grows stronger if you avoid it. The secret is not to wait, but to face it. Today, I will reveal how to defeat fear forever. Not tomorrow, not someday, but right now. Fear wears many masks. For some, it's the fear of failure, starting a business, chasing a dream, taking a risk. For others, it's rejection. What will people say? What if they laugh? What if they walk away? Sometimes, it's the fear of judgment, of not being good enough, of stepping into the unknown. But the most dangerous part of fear is that people rarely admit it. Instead, they dress it in excuses. I don't have time. It's not the right moment. I'll try later. Behind these excuses lies one truth: they are afraid. Acknowledging fear is the first step to defeating it. Because when you deny fear, it controls you silently. But when you expose it, you weaken its power. Imagine standing in a dark room, terrified of shadows. The moment you turn on the light, you see the shadows for what they are: illusions. The strongest warriors are not those who never feel fear, but those who admit it openly. Yes, I am afraid, but I will act anyway. That honesty breaks the chains of paralysis. So the next time fear tries to hide behind your excuses, call it out. Say its name. Acknowledging fear doesn't make you weaker, it makes you stronger. Because truth always destroys illusion. Fear feels real. Your heart races, your breath shortens, your body shakes. But most fear is not physical, it's psychological. Fear is nothing more than imagination turned against you. Think about it. If you fear rejection, nothing has happened yet. You're only imagining someone saying no. If you fear failure, you're imagining a future where everything goes wrong. Fear is not reality. It is a mental story about something that hasn't even occurred. Yes, fear has a purpose. It protects you from fire, danger, or reckless choices. But 90% of the fear we feel is not about survival. It's about comfort, ego, and image. It's about protecting pride, not protecting life. The truth is that fear is like a movie your mind plays, full of worst-case scenarios. But here's the secret. Your mind can also play a different movie. Instead of imagining failure, imagine growth. Instead of picturing rejection, picture strength. Fear is not the truth, it's just a prediction. And predictions can be wrong. Once you see fear as an illusion, you begin to control it, instead of letting it control you. Living in fear is like living inside a cage that doesn't exist. The door is open, but you never walk out. Fear's biggest danger is not the emotion itself, it's the opportunities you lose because of it. How many lives have been wasted waiting for the right time? How many dreams have died silently because fear whispered, "Don't try." The cost of fear is regret. Imagine being old, looking back, and realizing you never lived fully, not because you couldn't, but because you didn't try. Fear robs you of the one resource you can never get back: time. Fear also eats away at your confidence. Every time you obey it, you shrink. Your world becomes smaller, your courage weaker, and your belief in yourself thinner. Fear disguises itself as protection, but in reality, it's slow destruction. The truth is harsh. If you don't face fear, it will choose your destiny. Fear will decide what job you take, who you marry, how far you go. You won't live by choice, you'll live by fear's command. That is not life. That is slavery. The consequences of fear are invisible in the moment, but devastating in the long run. Fear grows when you avoid it. But the moment you face it, it begins to die. Think of the times you finally confronted something that scared you, speaking on stage, taking a risk, standing up for yourself. Before, fear seemed like a mountain, but once you stepped forward, you realized it was only a hill. That's the power of facing fear. Action is fear's worst enemy. Fear feeds on hesitation, but starves when you move forward. Courage is not about being fearless. Every champion, every leader, every hero felt fear. What made them great was their decision to act anyway. They stepped forward with shaking hands, pounding hearts, and trembling voices, and they discovered freedom. Each time you face fear, you grow, and growth compounds. The more fears you confront, the more unstoppable you become. Soon, fear becomes less of a prison and more of a signal, a sign that you're walking the right path. The truth is simple. Fear cannot survive in the presence of action. Every step forward weakens it, and every victory builds your strength. Look at history. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. Did he feel fear? Of course. But he chose courage. His words still echo. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Think of Thomas Edison. Thousands of failed experiments could have filled him with fear. Instead, he reframed failure as progress, and today, we live in light. Muhammad Ali admitted he felt fear before stepping into the ring, but he fought anyway, declaring, "I am the greatest." His courage made him a legend. Even in fiction, heroes like Goku, Naruto, or Levi are not admired because they never fear, but because they step into it. They fight with trembling hearts and come out stronger. Role models teach us one truth. Fear is universal. Every great figure faced it. But what separated them from the rest was their choice. They didn't let fear write their story. They wrote it themselves, with courage as their pen. Defeating fear is not theory, it's practice. Here are practical steps. Name your fear. Write it down. Naming it makes it less powerful. Take small steps. Don't wait for a huge leap. Face fear gradually. Build momentum. Focus on effort, not outcome. Fear feeds on results. Shift your focus to the action itself. Reframe failure. See it as training. Every failed attempt is a lesson, not a death sentence. Control your breathing. Fear creates chaos. Calm breathing creates clarity. Do one scary thing daily. Build courage like a muscle. Fear thrives in avoidance. The longer you run, the bigger it grows. But every step you take toward fear weakens it. Start today. Choose one fear, one small action, and face it. Over time, you'll see that fear doesn't vanish, but it loses its grip. And one day, you'll look back and realize it was never as powerful as you thought. This is the moment where everything changes, not tomorrow, not someday, but today. Because fear is not waiting for you in the future. It is already here, in your heart, controlling your choices right now. And the question is simple. Will you keep obeying it, or will you finally break free? Think about it. What has fear cost you so far? The business you didn't start because you thought you would fail. The person you didn't talk to because you feared rejection. The opportunities you let pass because you thought you weren't ready. Fear has already stolen pieces of your life. Do you really want to let it steal more? This is your turning point. And here's the truth. Courage does not appear before action. Courage is built through action. If you wait to feel ready, you will wait forever. Nobody feels ready to face fear. People become ready the moment they step forward anyway. So here is your challenge right now. Choose one fear, just one, and face it today. It doesn't have to be massive. If you fear speaking, start with one sentence in front of a group. If you fear rejection, start one conversation. If you fear failure, take one small action toward your dream. One step is enough to break fear's cycle. Remember, fear feeds on hesitation. The longer you wait, the louder it grows. But the moment you act, fear begins to lose its grip. Each action is a punch to fear's face. Each choice is a crack in its armor. And soon, it cannot control you anymore. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, do I want to live my life dictated by fear? Or do I want to live a life of courage? The answer must be chosen. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, but right now. Because 1 year from now, you'll look back at this moment. You'll either regret that you let fear win again, or you'll be proud that you started your journey of courage. That choice is in your hands. Fear doesn't get the final word, you do. So make the decision today. Face fear and take back your life. Fear will always exist. It will always whisper in your ear, you're not ready. You're not good enough. You will fail. But now you know the truth. Fear is nothing but a liar, an illusion, a shadow with no real power unless you surrender to it. The secret to defeating fear is not waiting for it to vanish. It is choosing to walk straight through it. Because freedom, strength, and growth are never found in the comfort zone. They are found on the battlefield, in the very places that terrify you. You don't need to be fearless. That's a myth. What you need is courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's moving forward in spite of it. Every hero, every warrior, every leader felt fear, but they acted anyway. That's what made them legends. So when fear knocks at your door, answer it. Not with excuses, not with hesitation, but with action. Show fear that it cannot control you. Because once you decide to face it, fear has no choice but to retreat. The life you dream of, the success, the freedom, the confidence, all of it is waiting for you on the other side of fear. And it's closer than you think.